We showed you this earlier in the show, but it's just too good not to show you again. For those that missed it, there was an abortion hearing on Capitol Hill yesterday. They spent a lot of time debating if only women can get pregnant. It led to this exchange with Senator Josh Hawley of Missouri. If you haven't seen it yet, it's long, but well worth it. Watch.
Professor Bridges, you said several times, you've used a phrase, I want to make sure I understand what you mean by it. You've referred to people with a capacity for pregnancy. Would that be women?
Many women, cis women, have the capacity for pregnancy. Many cis women do not have the capacity for pregnancy. There are also trans men who are capable of pregnancy, as well as non-binary people who are capable of pregnancy.
So this isn't really a women's rights issue.
We can recognize that this impacts women while also recognizing that it impacts other groups. Those things are not mutually exclusive, Senator Hawley.
Oh, so your view is that the core of this right then is about what?
So I want to recognize that your line of questioning is transphobic, and it opens up trans people to violence by not recognizing them.
Wow, you're saying that I'm opening up people to violence by asking whether or not women are the folks who can have pregnancies?
So I want to note that 1 out of 5 transgender persons have attempted suicide. So I think it's important
because of my line of questioning? So we can't talk about it?
Because denying that trans people exist and pretending not to know that they exist.
I'm denying that trans people exist by asking you if you're talking about women having pregnancies?
Do you believe that men can get pregnant?
No, I don't think women can get pregnant.
So you are denying that trans people exist?
And that leads to violence? Is this how you run your classroom? Are students allowed to question you?
Absolutely.
Or are they also treated like this? Where
No,
they're told that they're opening up people to violence?
We have a good time in my class. You should join.
Oh, I bet.
You might learn a lot.
Good. It just wears me out. Look. You prefer the term female or male? It doesn't matter. They would argue every step of the way. You know that. Amanda Head here with me, co-host of Just the News, Not Noise. And Amanda, I watch that and I think people pay years worth of salary so their kid can sit in her classroom to listen to this garbage. And because that's just garbage. Can a woman have a baby? Yes. Can all women have babies? No. Can a man have a baby? No. By definition, a male cannot have a baby. Period. What is the confusion?
Yeah, who cares what term they prefer? Honestly, I am so sick of this. There was a time in my life when I was willing to call people by what they preferred just to be civil, and I'm still kind of on that, but also in the back of my mind, when I hear people like this talk, I just have to say Senator Hawley has ice water running through his veins. I would have wet myself laughing so hard at this woman. I don't know how he kept a straight face. I do find it very telling, though, that when she called him transphobic, she laughed. It's like she thinks she's listening to herself. She's hearing herself, and she's laughing at herself. The most terrifying thing about this woman is a college professor, as you highlighted. People are paying dozens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to this school or for their children to go to this school. Can you imagine, Steve, as a parent, your child coming home for Christmas break or whatever and hearing them spout this type of nonsense? This is absolutely asinine. Her notion that because of his line of questioning or because those types of lines of questioning that contributes to trans suicide just because we want to ask questions. And by the way, the foundation of our questions is science. The foundation of our questions is the fact that there are 2 different sets of chromosomes, not 3, not 5, not 100, not 500. There are only 2 types of sets of chromosomes, and it is detectable within every single cell of your being. And this is we're in bizarro world, Steve. I don't know how he didn't laugh at her, because she sounds like an absolute clown.
Well, and was he abusive? No. Was he condescending? No. He's asking questions. So how are my questions? And then she goes on to talk about suicide. So when she first laid out the violence, it promotes violence against themselves, not violence from the crowd, apparently, which is what she was insinuating to begin with. So her old line of questioning was wrong again. I mean, there's nothing about that that's okay. Yep. Nothing at all. I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, the first line of refuge for a wrong argument is calling people names, and if that doesn't work, then you play victim, which is exactly what she did by proxy on behalf of trans people, playing victim. And I don't think anybody's buying it at this point, and I don't even think she is.
Yeah. Well, from now on, Amanda, just so we're clear, you can call me Your Highness. That's my preferred pronoun, and that's what I expect from. What?
There's got to be science to back that up, Steve.
I'm calling HR right now. All right, that's it. Amanda Head, co-host of Just the News, Not Noise, right here on Real America's Voice. Catch her every night at 6 with that talented co-host of hers, John Solomon. Don't miss it ever. Thank you, Amanda, as always.
Thank you, Steve.
All right, after the break, we'll be sharing some...